The images in the following program are highly sensitive and may be as disturbing to viewers as they were to us. However, we have to show the truth about animal cruelty.
Kind viewers, welcome to another episode of Stop Animal Cruelty on Supreme Master Television. Today's program features Sean Monson, a vegan or follower of an animal-free diet, who wrote, produced, and directed Earthlings, an award-winning 2005 documentary on animal suffering. The film was narrated by U.S. actor Joaquin Phoenix, vegan star of the Oscar-winning film Walk the Line. Earthlings has earned the nickname The Vegan Maker because many of its viewers subsequently become vegans. The film contains undercover footage of the tragic lives of defenseless, innocent, sentient beings who are savagely mistreated and killed for food, clothing, pets, entertainment, and use in so-called scientific experiments. Earthlings has received numerous honors, including the Pragi Award, given by People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, a U.S.-based animal welfare organization, and the Best Documentary Award in the Animal Advocacy category at the International Artivist Film Festival, an event held annually in California, USA. Mr. Monson describes how he became interested in protecting animals.
It could be a caterpillar, it could be insects, it could be any species that seemed stricken, or needful. I seemed to be preoccupied and concerned for its well-being. So I suppose it started like that for whatever reason, and it led to making a public service announcement about dogs and cats spaying and neutering, and the footage that I shot for a public service announcement is essentially in Earthlings. It's in part one of it. And I thought, well, I'll just do a public service announcement to raise awareness about, because in America we euthanize about 30,000 dogs and cats a day. It's an astronomical number if you think about it, 30,000 a day.
During the filming of these public service announcements at animal shelters, Sean Monson was inspired to make a documentary on the global state of animal welfare.
One of the ACOs, that's an animal control officer, one day took me into this room, and there were all these dead animals in there. There was roadkill in there. There were animals people had euthanized in there, and so on. And that image of the refrigerator with the animals in it made me think of meat. It was the refrigerator, I think, that did it. Even though there was no cows or chickens or pigs, it was dogs and cats. And I would lay in bed at night and I started thinking about this, and I thought, this is more than just, this problem is a bit bigger. And so what started as a public service announcement gradually expanded into a feature film that covered what I thought of the 5 major areas that address animal suffering, and that's kind of the origins of the film.
The director next discusses the making of Earthlings.
I had to go to other sources because you couldn't go in and just document. In all those areas, I mean, the pet stuff I shot, a lot of it myself, but most of it myself, but the food, the clothing, the entertainment, the medical research, those 4 big areas where they're using animals, whether they're testing on animals, whether they're training animals for the circus, whether they're slaughtering animals, whether they're wearing animals, you cannot get a camera in there to film. So I turned to several animal welfare organizations. There's a number of worthy organizations, and they began to provide footage. And I'd say, well, I'm looking for something like this, and I didn't want to choose isolated cases, because I didn't want it to be a shock film. Some people said, oh, is this like a shock film with all these horrible images? And I always say what's so shocking about the film is that this is the day-to-day. These are the day-to-day practices. That's what's shocking about it.
Mr. Monson has been greatly heartened by viewers' responses to the film.
I said, you know, if one person sees this and is affected by it, it'll have been worth it. It took 5 years to make it. I came to peace with that. And now we get these emails almost daily, and modesty here, but that people are affected by it in some way. I mean, we see people, for instance, who watch the film and they just go clean their fridge out instantly right after. Now, when I embarked on this, it wasn't, I'm gonna turn people into vegan. I mean, I never thought like that. I just thought, what are the 5 biggest areas I can think that people use animals, and that's how it was made. But people latch onto that one a lot because they eat every day.
Here are 2 students who recently watched a screening of Earthlings at Chaffey College in California, USA, with a message for the director.
Keep doing what you're doing, because I think people are becoming more conscious and more self-aware of what they're eating.
I just want to say thank you so much for doing this, because it's opened the eyes of a lot of people, and definitely me. And I just really hope you can get it out on public television and things like that, and just get it on DVD to people, and it's more worldwide so people can open their eyes.
Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. We'll be right back with more from Earthlings director Sean Monson on the celebrities who assisted him in producing this important documentary.